If a millionaire suddenly appeared in front of you, but was wearing torn, old clothes over a suit worth hundreds of thousands and asked you for just one sip of water, what would your reaction be? Would you reject him because of his dirty clothes? Or would you look at the human being inside and offer him a sip of water? Today's social experiment will change the way you think, because the price of one sip of water was about to become a luxury car and hundreds of thousands in cash. On a busy city street, an extremely wealthy man took the key to his luxury Fortuner and a large amount of cash out of his pocket, placed them inside a mug, and closed the lid. Then he put on a worn-out, tattered shirt over his expensive clothes, slipped into torn shoes, and disguised himself as a poor beggar. He wanted to test honesty and humanity. First, he approached a young woman who was drinking cold water from a branded bottle. The man humbly said, "Daughter, I'm extremely thirsty. Please give me just one sip of water." But instead of helping him, the girl looked at him with disgust. She became angry, insulted him, and then threw the water all over his clothes. That heartless girl had no idea what she had just lost because of her rude behavior. With disappointment in his heart, the man moved on. The girl was still shouting insults at him from behind. Ahead, two wealthy young men were sitting comfortably drinking water. The man folded his hands and pleaded, "For God's sake, please give me a little water." But humanity was dead there as well. Just like the girl, they insulted him, threatened to beat him, and poured the water onto the ground instead of giving even a single drop to the thirsty man. A poor mother and her little daughter were watching this painful scene from a short distance away. The mother's heart melted. She immediately handed a packet of water to her daughter and said, "Go, my child, and give this thirsty old man some water." Just then, the little girl ran over and sincerely handed the water packet to the man. The man smiled, accepted the water, and then handed his closed mug to the little girl. She took the mug, and as soon as she opened it, she saw bundles of cash and a car key shining inside. She was so frightened by the sight of so much money that the mug slipped from her hands and fell to the ground. Terrified, she ran back to her mother. The man picked up the mug, but by then, all the people standing nearby were completely shocked. The same people who had rejected him were now blinded by greed. Those who had been ready to beat him just moments earlier were now running after him with bottles of water, apologizing and begging for forgiveness. They all stepped forward to apologize, but the man simply picked up his mug and walked away. They kept offering him water and asking for forgiveness, hoping he would reward them with some of his wealth. Instead, the man walked over to the poor woman and handed all the money to her. Then he snatched the water bottles from the greedy people and poured the water over their heads and clothes, as if telling them, "Just like you're thinking, your sympathy is nothing but an act." After that, the man took the poor mother and daughter with him and led them to his shining Fortuner. He said, "This car and everything else is the reward for your one sip of water and your genuine humanity." The greedy people standing behind could do nothing but regret their actions, because it is truly said, "There is no use regretting after the birds have eaten the crop." Friends, never judge someone's worth by their old clothes, because the richness of the heart is the greatest wealth of